Hello, I'm Freddie.
And I'm Josh.
We are Lampton's BBC school reporters. Today's headlines include the search for a local superstar,
A rare eclipse.
royalty tour in the US of A,
And a high-tech self-driving car.
but first, let's go to the local news. The search for Hounslo's next superstar is on. Hounslow Has Talent 2015 has launched its annual contest to find the next big act to win its top prize of £500. This year's competitors will be following in the footsteps of the 2014 winners, a trio of young gymnasts, Lauren, Lizzie and Addie. To apply, contestants are asked to upload a video to YouTube and complete an online form by April 24th. Acts will be shortlisted and invited to audition on Saturday, May 16th. Over to you, Josh.
Thank you. The extraordinary eclipse. As Britain prepares to be plunged into darkness, people are buzzing with excitement with what is the biggest solar eclipse since 1999. However, it's 3 rare events for the price of 1. The solar eclipse, the spring equinox, and the supermoon. The moon will pass in front of the sun, preventing most of the light from reaching the Earth. The Isle of Lewis in Outer Hebrides will be 98% covered, with London being only 84% covered. The next full solar eclipse is due on the 23rd of September 2019. We'll be dead by then, so we don't have to worry about that.
Speak for yourself, I'll be alive. And in other news, youth get a chance to vote. In the UK's general elections this May, 3 million young people aged between 17 to 22 have their first chance to vote. They could possibly have a huge influence on the outcome of these elections, but with pre-election promises causing controversial debates and opinions, such as the budget, UK immigration policies, tuition fees, housing and so on, this could be a very confusing time for the country's new voters. Let's go to an interview with a sixth form student, Lewis, who is about to undergo this process. Hi, how do you feel about voting for the first time?
I feel very excited about voting for the first time because it means that I'll be able to shape my country's future.
Wow, okay. Do you feel that you're informed enough to make your decision?
I do. The school held an assembly not too many weeks ago telling me where I'd have to go, what I'd have to do, and whether I'd be eligible or not.
There has been some talk about introducing an app to make voting easier for some busy people. In your opinion, would an app like this be helpful?
I think an app like this would be extremely helpful, especially because with all the schoolwork and the exams I'll be doing, it'll make it easier for me to be able to vote and do
The Prince of Wales and the Duchess of Cornwall have visited monuments in the United States of America to join relationships with them. They were joined by figures from the American Civil Rights Movement, Jesse Jackson, and Congressman John Lewis. Later, speaking at an environmental conference, the Prince called on governments and businesses to end the dumping of plastics into the oceans. The couple were given a tour of the Martin Luther King Jr. Memorial. Over to you, Freddie.
Thank you. And teachers strike back. When teachers have a problem with the way their government treats them, they will often stop work and fight for what they want. However, in Argentina, this has become a persistent problem, and Education Minister Mr. Boric has found a way to tackle this issue. After negotiating with 17 different teacher unions, the minister gave his personal mobile number to staff in 1,200 different schools, telling them to call him directly if they have any questions, complaints or concerns. Over to you.
Thank you. I'm Hafsa.
And I'm Nadia.
And here's the sports news. First in the world of sports, the UK sportsman Andy Murray welcomes the 15-year ban handed to the US tennis player Wayne Odesnik, who was charged with a doping violation. Andy claims that drug testing in the sport is going in the right direction and welcomed the ban, even going as far as tweeting, "Bye bye Wayne, good riddance." Odesnik, aged 29 and ranked 267th in the world, was tested positive for several banned substances that included steroids in December and January. This was in fact his second doping violation, the first being a 2-year ban in 2010 for possessing a human growth hormone. He retired within minutes of the ban becoming public. Now moving on to football with Nadia Jaffa.
Thank you, Habsa. Arsenal's manager Arsene Wenger was very disappointed by their performance against Monaco last week. But moving to the good side, he was very pleased with their performance yesterday in the second leg. In the first leg, Arsenal lost 3-1 at the Emirates Stadium before their win away 2-0. Despite being knocked out of the Champions League, Arsenal's victory was their 8th in 9 games handed to Monaco, their first home defeat in 17 matches. Now back to Habsa for the last sports story.
Thank you, Nadia. And finally, take a look at the all-new Derby Velodrome in the East Midlands. The facility was constructed at a cost of £28 million and officially opens to the public on Friday afternoon. It is also only one of 6 in the UK. Several key figures in sports will be there to promote the new facility, which also boasts about a new gym and multi-sports centre.
That's impressive. Now back to Freddie and Josh.
Thank you. The director of Google's self-drive program has revealed his motivation for making the self-driving car a sellable product by 2020. Google's own car will have no steering wheel or conventional controls, although for early testing, extra controls will be fitted so the Google test drivers don't get hurt or killed. Google's self-drive cars have undergone extensive testing, racking up more than 700,000 miles on the road. Over to you, Freddie, with the entertainment news.
Yes, Ed Sheeran makes insane money. Young singer-songwriter Ed Sheeran is the 5th artist to break the 2 million sales barrier with his new album, Multiply, following in the footsteps of Adele, Emily Sandé, Take That and Michael Bublé. According to the charts company, only 39 albums have sold more than 2 million copies since 2000. Ed's album, Multiply, will join his other debut album, Plus, amongst the best-selling albums of the 2010s. Over to you again.
Thank you. Red Nose Day. Red Nose Day is about to make its debut on US screens later this year. UK charity Comic Relief has raised more than £1 billion throughout its 30-year history. Celebrities and members of the public come forward and do something funny for charity on TV, at home and at work. US television company NBC will hold a 3-hour fundraiser for charities in Africa, Asia, Latin America and the USA. Back to you, Freddie.
And finally, on a lighter note, anyone can be a hero. An anonymous 20-year-old man dressed up as Spider-Man has been seen feeding homeless people in the streets of Birmingham, England. He spends his days as a lowly bartender and his evenings making sure the needy don't go hungry. He hopes to inspire others to help those in need. He quoted, "I've learned a lot on this past month, and I've also learned that everyone is the same, and I believe that we need to look at each other as humans and help each other."
That's all the news from Lampton School today. We hope you enjoyed the news and goodbye.